Decision 2016. Brought to you by General Air Conditioning and Plumbing and the law offices of Jeffrey A. Weaver.
Good evening and welcome to KMIR News Decision 2016 coverage. I'm Gino Lamont. Well, the poll's still open for a little more than an hour, so if you haven't gotten out there to vote, you certainly have time. KMIR's Kitty Alvarado's in Palm Desert and still has some folks behind her voting. Kitty, what's the lines like?
We sure do, Gino. It's been consistent all day, and the volunteers here tell me that they've had a great turnout. Take a look behind me. Rarely have we seen any of the voting booths empty. Right now there's only one, but they tell me this morning they had a big rush, another big rush after people got out of work at around 5 o'clock, but they've been consistent all day. They tell me they've been expecting a big rush today because of the record number of voters here in Riverside County. Over 1 million are now registered to vote, and they also tell me that things have gone smoothly here. They say no problems have been reported, but they do tell me if you vote electronically not to expect a printout. While there is a printout, that is strictly something for the registrar's office so that there is a backup. So if you want a stub, something to take home with you, you do have to vote with a paper ballot. Also important to note, you can come here, drop off your ballot. You can also surrender your vote by mail ballot here and vote in person. Again, this poll and polls across the county will be open until 8 o'clock tonight. You still have plenty of time, and maybe bring a little cheat sheet because it is taking quite a while to vote. Mark your ballot, your guide at home so that you can get in and out pretty quickly. But so far, it's been smooth sailing here in Palm Desert. Reporting live in Palm Desert, Kitty Alvarado, KMIR News.
All right, Kitty, thank you for that live report tonight. KMIR News political analyst Hank Plant joins us now. Hank, we've focused mostly on local races and statewide stuff, but I think we'd be remiss at this point if we didn't talk about what's happening on the national level and what could be a surprising evening.
This is not a slam dunk for Hillary Clinton, as some people predicted, especially when you look at Florida neck and neck with Trump slightly ahead at this moment. If she had won Florida, we could probably call it a night. That's not going to happen, apparently.
Right.
At least not yet. Yeah, I think this is a lot closer than a lot of the pundits expected.
And virtually every swing state at this point is slightly in Trump's favor.
Yes.
Now, some of it's as low as 20% of the vote
like Michigan. We have 20% in Michigan, but now it's looking like voters in Detroit, largely African-American, did not turn out. Voters in Flint, largely African-American, did not turn out and vote.
Are we looking at a Donald Trump presidency? Are we there yet?
No, we're not there yet. We may be there by the end of the night, but you know, if Florida is as close as it looks like, we may not even know that by the end of the night tonight. But no, it's way too early to call it.
All right. We won't be getting any numbers from California until after 8 o'clock hour, and that's when the numbers for early voting will start coming in. Let's talk about some of the races. Are we seeing a Republican wave across the country, or do you think this is sort of isolated to the presidential election itself and everybody's still voting what they would normally vote in the rest of the states? Well, that makes sense.
No, it's hit or miss. I mean, you look at people like Kirk, Senator Kirk in Illinois, a Republican who did not get reelected. On the other hand, you've got a Democrat like Evan Bayh in Indiana who's probably not going to make it. So I don't think we can extrapolate anything nationwide.
Right. Are people splitting the tickets? Are they voting for somebody at the top, but not necessarily that same party?
Always happens. Very few people vote a straight party ticket. Everybody splits now.
All right. And how does that affect even farther down, the propositions and measures, do you think?
Well, look, I mean, Californians are probably on their way to legalizing marijuana for recreational use, raising the cigarette tax, passing stricter gun control laws, freeing more nonviolent offenders. So California is we're kind of in our own bubble.
Right.
I mean, we really do buck the trend, and we set the trend for the rest of the country.
All right. KMIR News political analyst Hank Plant, thank you, sir. We'll be back here in 30 minutes with more election coverage. Stay tuned. Lots still to happen.